Hey, what's up, Bruce? This is John again, West Coast Connects. I was told that you wanted a more in-depth kind of overview on what you guys can potentially do to, really boost up those rankings. So I'm going to go through things and show you kind of exactly, and then we'll go from there. So your site actually is put together pretty well. There's a lot of content here. A lot of times, content is the first thing that I kind of focus on. You have those buyer intent keywords. Select best roofing contractor in Charlotte, North Carolina. Although I would probably put that up here. Um, Carolina's premier residential and commercial roofing specialist. I'm not sure I would have that one up there, but I mean all this is fine. Let's look at some of your SEO statistics. I mean, all this seems pretty good. So your site is put together pretty well. Um, there's a few minor things in terms of maybe adjusting the keywords within the header or something like that. But essentially, you have a lot of buyer intent keywords. You have a lot of content, so you're doing well there. So the problem potentially is something else. So, looking through your site, you got a little bit of power. You don't have a ton of referring domains. You are getting a little bit of traffic. Most of what you're ranking for is your name. Uh, if I look at, Nailed It Roofing, anything like Best Roofers in Charlotte, 7th, Charlotte Roofing Specialist, 5th page, Roofing in Charlotte, 8th page. So you're not going to get much traffic there being that far back. Um, let's look at some of this other data. Okay, so the first thing right off the bat is I know that you guys need more referring domains. If I look at you versus your competition, so even though they don't have as many referring domains, they have a lot of power coming from their home site. So you kind of have to overlap that. You kind of have to, go out and make adjustments for that by getting more links and more high-powered links. So 20 and 6 just really isn't getting it done because they have basically the same 20 here, but a 44 here, which is a lot stronger than your particular site. And again, it's leading to a lot more traffic. So my first tip here would be to add more referring domains and a lot more of them. So whatever your current company is doing, have them push out more links. You can't really spam it, but you definitely want more links. Really looking at what you have. So I've been going through your links, and a lot of what you have is directories. You do have a few guest posts, and a guest post is essentially third party site that has a like an article, but the links going back to your site are kind of odd. So like invest in periodic maintenance of your roofing. That's not really a buyer intent keyword. Like nobody's going to be searching that. What you kind of want going back to your site is like, roofing company, Charlotte, North Carolina, or something that people are going to search, a buyer intent keyword. So when they're building these guest posts, the links that link back to your site, you want those to be like buyer intent keywords. You do want some that are like your name, and some that say visit website, and some that say click here or something like that. But most of them that you have like need to be these buyer intent keywords. So roofing in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's a decent one. But again, invest in your periodic maintenance of your roofing. That like nobody's going to be searching that. Roofing in Charlotte is fine. Roofing in Charlotte is fine. Roofing Charlotte, North Carolina, but these these posts are not very strong links. A Nailed Roofing website, so that's a good one to kind of mix in. Roofer near me, that's fine. I think you just need to add more links that are more buyer specific, and have those links that are coming back to your site more. Those guest posts and stuff that are coming back to your site, you want those links to be better than what they are. So same thing with that. I already went through that. That's what we were looking at. With your Google Business Profile, actually, let's bring that last one back. Organic keywords for nailed roofing. Let's just use this one. So, with your Google Business Profile, the one thing I would say is that you're like on the 3rd or 4th page, and looking at it, you don't have a lot of reviews. You definitely want to add photos and post more often. You want to add more 5-star reviews. There's a lot of things that you could potentially do here to really improve the ranking here. More citations, which you do have quite a few citations on your site, but you keep wanting to add that. So, your Google Business Profile can definitely use some help. I'm looking at posts 18 hours ago, 5 days ago, July 2nd. So you only have 3 posts this month. Typically, what you want to do is you want to post 2 to 3 times a week. So you should be at 4 or 5 posts by now. 1, 2. You're typically posting sometimes 2 times a week, sometimes once a week. Like, it's not very consistent. So try posting 2 to 3 times a week. That might help. In terms of ranking here, I was looking at your. Let's see if I can go back. Let's just do roofing Charlotte. I was looking at your local ads too, and those were pretty far down. And a couple of tips that you can do kind of here is you can increase your bid rate, right? Like, the higher the bid rate, the more likely Google is to show your thing. So essentially maximize it, or even go beyond the max. You can custom and do it, but if you increase that max, a lot of times Google will bump you up. Also, it's really important that you answer your phones. So depending on how your system in the office is set up, you want to make sure that you always answer these calls, because what happened was Google charges per call, and people would not answer the phone and then get the number and call it back, and so they weren't getting charged for these leads. So because of that, they ding you anytime you don't answer the phone, because they assume that you're kind of screwing them over. So definitely important to answer your phone. Definitely increase your budget if your budget's not already maxed out, and that might help you kind of get more and more calls. So yeah, those are the few things that I would do. Again, the links that you need to add are more you need to add more powerful links, more guest posts, some PBN links. You might want to add quite a few more links every month. Seriously, I would add probably with them maybe anywhere from 20 to 40 links a month, and then also I would add quite a few more guest posts to get your strength and trust up. And what you'll see is that you should see an increase in organic keywords that you're ranking for as well. So that would be my first thing, is just to add those links. Make sure that your guest posts and your PBNs have those buyer intent keywords. You're doing really well with Nailed It Roofing, so I would kind of let the Nailed It Roofing thing go. You don't need Nailed It Roofing in everything. You can just do roofing in Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte Roofing, roofing company in Charlotte, like that. Those kind of things. You don't need your name associated with everything, because you're already ranking so high for that. And then again, with the Google Business Profile, there's a lot of things that you can do there. Post regularly, add photos that are geotagged, and saved as keywords. You want to make sure your information is filled out completely, or as much as you can. Add 5-star reviews. Add more directories. Like, you really want for citations, which are name, address, phone number. You really want as many of those as possible. So I would potentially have your company add a couple hundred of them. we like to start with a couple hundred to get going. So that's kind of where I would go there. Maybe some map citations as well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, your company should. All this stuff is kind of designed, for what I do. So yeah, essentially guest posts, PBNs. Make sure your anchor texts are keywords. Add a lot more links per month. Work on your Google Business Profile, and work on your local ads, and I think that'll help you out a lot. So I hope this is helpful, man. Whatever you decide to do in terms of showing them how to do it, or send this video over, or whatever you need to do, that's fine. I would just one thing, I was told that you kind of do weekly meetings with them. Like it's hard for things to change from week to week because Google crawls things. There's so many keywords for them to crawl. Like a lot of times, things don't show up and you don't move as much as you want. And, I would say kind of minimize that to like every other week or every month or something, so that you can see kind of data over a period of time. A week is a very short time, and a lot doesn't necessarily change in a week. So that would be my tips. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you need anything. All right, thanks. Have a great day.